Drop.
Welcome to the Late Drop. I'm your host, Cosme, and today we have a very special guest with us. I mean, very special guest. The creator and founder of Livetree himself, Mr. Ashley Turing. Welcome to the Late Drop, Ashley.
Well, thank you very much, Cosme. Glad to be here.
Awesome. All right, let's jump into this. We're going to get some education on how this Livetree works. Let's get into it.
Well, firstly, I'm really excited to be here to tell you and present what Livetree is. And it is really the next evolutionary step towards a social network that's not only built, operated by individuals, but is actually owned by the users too. So Livetree's hashtag NFT collective social network enables creators and fans to truly own their content and their royalties. So what the hell are royalties? Royalties are generated from social posts. So think masterclasses, think live event tickets, think even just e-gifts, which you may have seen in other apps. So like, sending someone a digital flower. So that revenue is funneled into a collective structure, a decentralized collective structure. And it is really powerful. It is the next step in terms of how we go about changing not only how we own and think about web and social media, but really it enables us to take control of some of the most important issues facing us in the world. So I'm going to run you through the app. I'm really excited. It's kind of the first public run through. So we're going to go through the app, and then we're going to go through the Web3 website portal. And this is sort of like where you hook in your MetaMask wallet and you do the blockchain kind of administration. But it's also really the most powerful part where your fans can vote, make proposals, and really bring about real world change.
Awesome. So why is Livetree different to Facebook, TikTok, or any of the other social platforms?
So, there's really two reasons that I think Livetree is different. The first is, if you think about the mission, Livetree was founded on this idea of awakening us. I think you'll agree there are some big challenges facing us right now, whether that be climate change or global inequality. And what we wanted to do is help bring people awake, help people join people together, and transform this powerful medium, which is media, for good. If you compare that with perhaps TikTok, which is predominantly driven by the Chinese government, or Facebook, which is driven by the profit of its shareholders, I think the mission statement is a really key differentiator. The second major difference is the money. Money is power. And if you think about these social networks, they generate a lot of money. Now with Livetree, 50% of all revenue, and this is really key, 50% of all revenue is put into Livetree Global Collective. And guess what? You can participate and join that collective. Initially, when we're launching, 25% of that treasury is going to replanting trees. So offsetting your carbon footprint and doing good. So everything that happens in the platform is controlled by the users. It can be voted on, new proposals can be made, and the money is transparently moved to the treasury. And you, as the end users, have control over that treasury, and that's powerful. So NFT collectives, hashtag NFT collectives, you can really think about it like your profile. So you think about Instagram, you've got all of your tiles with various different posts in it. Think about TikTok, your profile where you've got all your different videos. Those things, guess what, are the most valuable thing to those networks. It's your creativity. And so you can build your own NFT collective and have members join that collective and access your creativity. But the money is generated, is transparent, and it goes to you. And it's controlled by you and your fans. So generating income is super easy using the app. As I said, you can get digital gifts. You can also set up live streaming events and tickets for that event. So, your favorite band, or even if you're just live streaming backstage and like want to hook your fans in, you can also generate income through Spotlight Chat. And we're going to dive into that. I'm going to show you how that works. But you can earn more, and your earnings are increased through the collective token itself.
Okay. So how do I set up my collective?
So we spent a lot of time thinking about how to make it really easy. So you don't need like a MetaMask wallet, for example, and we'll get into that when we go into the portal. So we wanted to just make it really easy. You just start off by entering the hashtag name. So you can think of any name you want. I'm going to say Save the Oceans.
And why is it a hashtag NFT collective? Like what's the hashtag all about?
Yeah, it's a really, really important, great question. So if you think about, for example, my niece, right? She's an amazing dancer. She makes these really incredible short little videos of her dancing. Now imagine if she could tag her posts with hashtag Save the Oceans. And if someone rewards her dancing, that money goes into this collective's treasury. So it goes into Save the Oceans treasury. So that means all of your fans can create posts and you can earn. So the hashtag works just like any other hashtag. But the revenue generated from those posts goes into your collective's treasury. So next I can just choose my cryptocurrencies icon. I can upload my own icon, or let's just choose a blue one.
And wait, this means that I actually have my own cryptocurrency?
Yeah, that's right. So we mint 1 million tokens for your collective. And you can see it here. It says 1 million tokens minted on the blockchain called Moonbeam. And over here is the blockchain. It's called Moonbeam in this case. So here you can actually select which blockchain you want.
Oh, so you can choose another currency, or you can also choose another blockchain. Any kind.
Yeah, that's right. So we believe like blockchain technologies are still evolving, right? And we're not sure which one's going to win. So the choice is really up to you. So you can choose Moonbeam, Moonriver, Celo, Ethereum, and we're adding a stack more as well. And that's up to the community to vote in which blockchains they want to support. But right now there's 4 off the cuff. And as you can see, Moonbeam is free. So that means it's gas free.
Like gas free.
Yeah, gas free. And we chose these blockchains for some strategic reasons. So Ethereum, everyone knows Ethereum. It can be quite expensive in gas fees, but it's very popular. Celo really aligns well with our values, and they're doing some amazing work across South Africa. Moonbeam, Moonriver, they've got some amazing technology. And personally, I think, the technology, which is called Polkadot Substrate, could be the next evolution in terms of blockchain technology. So you can choose any one of these. Moonbeam, Moonriver is free. We'll cover the gas costs. And you're going to get 1 million tokens as part of your collective. The next thing is just to switch down here and choose your default NFT. You can upload
and where does the NFT fit in? Like how does that fit in?
So if you think about, TikTok or Instagram, think about your profile, right? With all of the pictures in the profile. Now, one of those pictures or, video might become viral, for example, or it might be, the next song that becomes, super popular. In that case, you want to register that post as an NFT. So let me just, as a side note, just explain what NFTs are and what the benefit is, right? The real only benefit is a receipt. It's a register. It basically says, I own this thing, and it's marked on the blockchain. And that has a number of great attributes associated with it. It means that asset, you're saying, I own that asset. That means that you can lend that asset. It gives you additional earning capabilities. And you can really, again, let me just recap. The the collective is like your profile, right? And you might have some posts that are like very valuable that you want to register. That is yours. You know, so for example, there's only one Mona Lisa, and that's because it's been signed. Making it NFT is like adding that signature. It's like a register to say that I own that thing, right? And that's really important because once you register ownership, it gives you greater ability to earn from it. And we'll get into that when we get into the portal. So you just hit create collective, really easy. Minted, and we'll send you an email. And once it takes a couple of minutes for it to mint and create all of the tokens, do all of its business. But you notice there's been no friction. You know, you haven't had to think about wallets. You haven't had to think about any of those complicated blockchain, usability issues. You just straight get into start earning, right?
Amazing. Okay, so I post, like, how do I earn?
Yeah, so it's super easy. There are actually 4 different ways you can earn. The first way is, if someone rewards you. So imagine that you're in like a live debate, you might say, good point. And you'll notice on the next screen that you actually have the ability to buy into their collective at the same time. And we'll get into a bit more in that when we go through the portal. But so you've got rewards, you also got pay-per-view events. So you can make some of these like a masterclass, and people would then have to, for example, buy access to it. If it's a live event, you can also create tickets. And one cool thing is, during a live event, you can also make a spotlight chat. So a spotlight chat is like a highlighted point that, everyone gets to see. And you can increase the duration and it will stay on screen longer and longer. So those are the kind of 4 ways that you earn. And remember, that money is going into your collective's treasury. And that's
right.
Really
so I earn, and how much actually goes into my collective's treasury?
Well, let's dive into that and let's look at how the collective works. So you will get an email after the collective's been cooked up, and you just click a link, and it's super easy. You just click the link, and you'll enter into this screen. If you've chosen a blockchain where we've covered the gas costs for you, you'll see congratulations. If not, you'll have to have a little bit of crypto in your MetaMask wallet to mint that collective. But if you choose a collective, you can see congratulations, you've got 1 NFT and 1 million of your collective tokens. So that has already been minted. As soon as you hit connect to MetaMask, that will then transfer that collective over to you.
So explain exactly what MetaMask is.
So MetaMask is really just a digital wallet. It's a browser plugin. So, be sure that you go to metamask.io, you install it. It's not associated with Livetree. And again, we wanted to stay agnostic of wallets. There are a number of different wallets out there, but MetaMask is by far the most widely used and widely supported. So you just install it, and it shows up as a plugin in your browser. And basically, it's a wallet where you keep all of your tokens. So, your collective tokens, this 1 million tokens, stays in your wallet, and you control that wallet. And that NFT is also put into that wallet. So MetaMask is really just a wallet, and it enables you to keep and manage and interact with the blockchain. Right, so you've got MetaMask installed, and you just hit this connect to MetaMask. It will then transfer that collective to your wallet, and then you just need to add the tokens to your wallet. So MetaMask will pop up here, and you will see 1 million here of tokens added to your wallet. And just a quick note here. By default, as you saw in the app, people buy into your collective, and that buy-in price is set at $1. And there's 1 million tokens. So that gives you a theoretical market cap of $1 million. So that's Then you get onto a summary page. And remember, 50% of all revenue is going to Livetree, that's the global collective, and 50% is going into your collective's treasury. And your collective, in this case, it's called Save the Oceans, has a 1 million token supply. The short code is SANS. There is voting, which is set on, and this is the really powerful part. This is where you get to control with your fans how to use those funds. And you get to control the copyright. We'll get into the buyout price a bit later. And you just hit continue.
So you mentioned that 50% goes into Livetree's collective. Is that something that we all own, or is that just Livetree?
No, that's something that we all own. And I think the best way to demonstrate that is by looking at how the treasury works. So in this case, you can see that there is 5 Glimmer in here. And Glimmer is the token of Moonbeam. Remember, we chose Moonbeam as the blockchain. So if I had minted this on Ethereum, for example, it would say ETH here. And in this case, it looks like someone has already contributed 5 Glimmer to my treasury. And again, remember, the treasury is funded via those digital gifts, via pay-per-view, via live events. And so that treasury sits in here, and here is your token. And you can see that I've got 1 million of these tokens. So if I was to cash out my tokens, because I have 100%, I would receive 5 Glimmer, and the 1 million tokens would be destroyed. So if I had 50% of, say like a member has 50% of all of the tokens, then they would receive 2.5 Glimmer, and the total token supply would go down by half. So every time you cash out or exchange or cash out here, the supply of tokens goes down. And the person who's cashing out gets their percentage of however much of the treasury they have.
So in a sense, this treasury is basically like your Livetree bank account.
Yeah, it's something similar to like your account. It's, the treasury is your collective's treasury. So the collective structure is like the account for the collective.
So I'm saying, so I can imagine that some of these collectives, they earn a lot. How do I join their collective?
Yeah, so what, the easiest way is just to press the tokens tab and create a crypto buy-in, or you can use the app. So why don't you do that, Cosme? Why don't you log in to the portal and make a buy-in offer? Okay,
cool. Okay, so now I go ahead and I click on the tokens tab.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, so do I just click on tokens and then I fill this stuff in down on the bottom?
Yeah, that's right. So for example, why don't you put 49% and make the offer, I don't know, 0.5 Glimmer. It's only $1.50, but I want to use part of my collective. And then you can set the date. You can set the date to be whatever you want. It's by default 2 weeks ahead. And then you press this buy-in. And essentially what's going to happen is you're going to make a buy-in offer for 0.5 Glimmer. And then I'm going to accept it. And you're going to get 49% of the tokens. So that means that you're going to get 490,000 of the tokens. So just go ahead and press buy-in.
Okay.
Yeah, MetaMask pops up. And you'll need some gas for this, but it looks like you've got some gas. If you don't have any gas, all you need to do is just click on that "need some gas," and you'll have to go and purchase some gas, get some Glimmer. So the other thing to notice is that up in the right there's a little 1 blue here. So as you're interacting, as you become more familiar with how the blockchain works, you'll be doing things like confirming and switching blockchains, and you'll be really interacting with your wallet. So what you're going to do now is just to go ahead and hit confirm. That's
Okay.
right. And you can see here it says contract interaction and it's pending. Right. And you can see down below that it's waiting for MetaMask to confirm the transaction. So blockchains take a little bit of time.
Okay, cool. So now once I get the tokens, once it's confirmed, what can I do?
So
and what
just
can the collective tokens do?
Back. Yeah. So you're making an offer, right? Imagine like if it was automatically accepted, someone could come in and buy all of your tokens, right? You wouldn't want that because when it comes to voting, 51% passes all of the votes. So what happens is only up to 49% can be automatically accepted. But if you're using crypto, and you're using crypto in this case, we're not using the app, I have to go in and accept it. So you can see here that your offer expires in 13 days, 3 hours, and 15 minutes. So that means that anyone that has enough of the token, so if one of your members, for example, had 490,000 tokens, they could agree to this, right? Or they could counter it. But why don't we switch back to me, and I'll go ahead and agree to it. And then you can see the tokens in your wallet. So you can add the tokens to your wallet by pressing add to wallet. And you can see right now that you have 0 tokens, right? So you don't have any of the tokens yet. You have 0. And so it's not until someone agrees this that you actually get the token. So why don't we switch back to my screen, and I'll go ahead and accept it, and I will receive the 0.5 glimmer, and you will get the 490,000 tokens.
Okay.
So here I am. I'm logged in. I would have got a notification saying that someone's tried to buy in. And if it's crypto, it's only with crypto that you have to go in and agree. And, you could actually make a counter offer here as well. And the counter offer enables you to say, I don't want 0.5, I want, 50, right, for that amount, or I want a different amount. So you can have a bit of a negotiation there back and forward. And again, any member can agree if they've got enough tokens. In this case, because I'm the owner of the collective, I've got 1 million tokens. So I'm going to go ahead and agree it by pressing agree. And what's going to happen is I'm going to receive the 0.5 glimmer in my wallet, and you're going to receive the 490,000 tokens. So let's just check that, right? So let's just check how much I've got in my wallet. I've got 0.66 glimmer in my wallet. So I'm going to agree it and press confirm. And again, blockchain takes a little bit of time. You may need to click up here if you want to see what's going on, see the contract interaction. You can always view this on the what's called a block explorer. And again, buying in is super easy using the app. You don't have to do any of this stuff. It's just if you want to do it via crypto and get the actual tokens itself. So you can see it's been accepted. Amazing. Okay, so cool. So here you are. So you should have received, it's been accepted. You should receive 490,000 tokens, right? So in here, you go over to assets. And if you don't see it in here, just hit add token to wallet. You can see that it's gone from 0 to 490,000 tokens, right? SANS tokens. And that is really powerful because you can go and trade these tokens on decentralized exchanges, right? But the most powerful thing about it is it's not based on speculation anymore. You can go to the treasury and cash it out. You know that if you cash out your 490,000 tokens, you're going to get 2.45 glimmer. So if you imagine like the really, as these collectives grow and becoming extremely valuable, your value of your tokens could theoretically go up in value as well.
And
So
then what
that's how
about
you get.
okay, I get that. So now, what about the voting part? I see this collective voting.
And this is really the power of collectives. And this is really how we bring about real world change, right? So there are 4 different types of proposals that you can make. So, for example, you can make a treasury beneficiary. So you could make, if you're the creator yourself, you could say, okay, just pay myself. I need to go and make a new album, or I need to go and record a new video. You could propose an NGO, like, for example, another non-government organization that could be for reforestation or for perhaps helping, war-torn countries. Or you could just propose anyone. And people can vote on that beneficiary. That's the power of voting, right? And so it's incredibly powerful what you can do with this, right? Imagine what you can do with this collectives and voting behind it. And the real thing is it's real assets and it's a real treasury. There's real business model built into this, right? So let's go ahead and do it. The first thing you need to do is just hit delegate. And you'll notice, once you get a bit more familiar with MetaMask, it becomes easier, but it's still not 100% straightforward, right? Which is why we did hid all of this complexity from the app, right? It's only once you want to really take a deep dive into how things work and the power of blockchain that you really want to start stepping into this. Once you've got something in your treasury, then you really want to start stepping into this one. So you start off by delegating, and then let's just create a new beneficiary, right? So let's say we're going to say make a new album by Cosmo, right? So let's say that you're going to record a new video, a new album, or it could be like an NGO, or like, support an NGO, right? And you could put the beneficiary name in here. So this could be like Cosme's new album, or, this could be anything that you want. For example, it could be make a donation to NGO Equal Rights, right? And, Cosme's found an Equal Rights NGO. Right?
And then the beneficiary wallet address, you just go to your MetaMask again and you copy and paste your address?
Exactly. Or it could be any address, right? But that address is verifiable because it's public, right? So all of these blockchains are public. NGOs publicly publish their wallet addresses, and it can be verified. So, in this case, let's just choose your wallet address. So we'll switch over to you, and then you can copy your wallet address and then send it over to me. In your case, it's 0x733 and it ends in 2C26C. Okay, great. And how much should we give, Cosme?
$1 billion.
Well, I don't know if we can do $1 billion because it's always like however much is in the treasury.
How about let's do 1 glimmer?
Okay, cool. So let's do 1 glimmer to Cosme. So Cosme wants 1 glimmer. Cosme, put the wallet address in there, and I'm going to put 1. Okay. So add, and now we're adding a proposal. So again, think about the power of this, because you're creating a democracy around a treasury, right? Just take a step back and think about that. You're creating, all of the members that buy into your collective can now vote to do something with that treasury, right? And it works exactly the same way with Livetree, with Seed. And you may see this where it says unapproved. If you see that, you have to click on it and then wait a second, click on it, and then press confirm. And you'll then be pending. So the thing to do is always, what I like to do is always just keep MetaMask open and see what's happening in your wallet at all times.
Okay.
As you can imagine, this could be for several millions of dollars, and could bring about real world change, right? So you can see here that we've made this proposal. Cosme wants 1 glimmer, and you can see the wallet address here, and you can see in this case it's set to 20 minutes. But you can see there's no votes for it, no votes against it, no one's abstained, and the total is 0. Okay, so why don't I just go ahead and vote for that? Okay, great. So I accepted your buy-in offer previously, and again, you wouldn't need to do this if you're using the app, but you do need to use the portal if you're doing voting. So I'm going to just go ahead and delegate here. So that's the first thing that you need to do when you go into this screen. Okay, cool. So you've delegated, and now I'm going to vote for this, right? So I can vote for it, and my tokens, remember, I've got 510,000 tokens, right? So 51% means that it will be approved, and you'll have votes against, votes abstained. Votes abstained are people who want their votes to be counted, but neither for or against. And we'll get into that a bit later. Right? You can read more about how abstain works. And we're building ever more complicated democracy systems, representational. Think about like government systems. Think about how democracy works today and how it controls treasuries, right? Okay, great. So, so you cast your votes and there's 490,000 executed there. When it hits 15, and if there's enough votes, you can hit execute, and that money will be transferred to this wallet. So just think about the power of that, and think about the treasury. The treasury really value is power, right? And now you and your fans get to control the power of your posts, of your creativity, and you can use that to do good. And guess what? It's just exactly the same structure for Livetree. And you can do exactly the same thing. So you just head over here, you can buy in, and you can also control Livetree. So in this case, as you can see, 50% went to the global collective, and Seed C, there is actually 1 billion tokens minted, but then you can buy into this collective. And actually, by using the app, you already get tokens. So even when you buy in, you get Seed C tokens, and you can then go in and vote. You can control the treasury for the entire network. You can also add custom proposals for things like, let's change the algorithm, let's support another blockchain, and those things can be voted on by all the users of the platform who have Seed C. So this is really the powerful part about it, is not only the collective structure that surrounds your profile, but the collective structure that represents the entire network.
Amazing. Okay, that was amazing. Really, really actually very easy to understand, going through the fundamentals of how you actually start this and do this. But what I just want to know to wrap this up for everyone who's watching, like, what was the inspiration behind creating this for you? Like, what was your mission objective?
I think the mission objective, and I think that's the reason why we have, almost 4,500 creators already signed up, is that we really want to bring about an awakening and bring people together to transform creativity and transform how social networks work for you and give you ownership over your data, over your posts, and over the platform itself.
Amazing.
So yeah, thanks so much for having me on, Cosme, and thanks to everyone who viewed this. Thanks for sticking in there and watching it all the way through. I really hope you're inspired and we can bring about some real world change.
Hashtag go make your own collective.